Hey everyone, and welcome back to All the Dice. This is our D&D for Beginners series, and wow, we have built some amazing characters together. But that always brings up the number one question I get from new players. Okay, I've got my hero, so what do we actually do now? Well, today we are going to answer that question.
Right? You have this incredible character with a cool backstory and a fantastic set of skills, and you're just staring at the character sheet thinking, what happens next? It's the best question because the answer is where all the fun is. Today, we're going to learn the basic rhythm of a D&D adventure. And to do that, I want you to imagine your character, right now, standing at the edge of a deep, dark, ancient forest, about to take on their very first quest.
So, what do we actually do in a game? Every epic story you've ever heard from a D&D table, all the heroic triumphs, all the hilarious fumbles, it's all built from just 3 fundamental types of activity. You can think of them as the DNA of adventure.
That's it. It really boils down to this. You explore the world around you, you interact with the people and creatures in it, and you face the dangers that get in your way. This is our roadmap. So let's go. Let's take that first step into the woods and see what happens.
Okay, first stop, charting the unknown, which is the pillar of exploration. As you step into that forest, the air gets a little colder. Your dungeon master starts describing the scene. The twisted roots of the trees look like they're trying to grab your ankles, and there's this weird glowing moss pulsing with a faint, eerie light. This is exploration.
Now, exploration is so much more than just walking from point A to point B. It's not a travel montage. It's about being the eyes and ears of your character. It's an active thing, a conversation between you and the DM, where you use your senses to uncover the secrets the world is trying to hide.
And here's where it all clicks. The DM sets the scene. A wide, deep chasm blocks your path. You can't see the bottom. Then they look at you and ask the most important question in all of D&D. What do you do? Right there, the spotlight is on you. Are you going to look for a bridge? Maybe try to find a place to climb? Do you have a rope, a spell? Your curiosity is your compass here. And this can be anything, really. It could be something huge like charting a lost jungle, or it could be something small but just as important, like spotting the pressure plate of a trap before your friend steps on it. It's all about asking questions. Hey DM, do those tracks look fresh? Or can I take a closer look at that weird lever on the wall? Being an explorer just means being curious.
All right, so you figured out a way across that chasm. You're moving deeper into the woods when you suddenly hear a rustle in the bushes ahead. You draw your weapon, and out stumbles a goblin. But, he looks more scared than scary. He's definitely hiding something. And that brings us perfectly to our second pillar, a game of words or social interaction. This is the part of the game where your sharp sword or your flashy spells might not be the best tool for the job. Sometimes a clever word or a threatening glare is way more powerful. Every conversation is its own kind of challenge, and your character's unique personality, that's the key to solving it.
So, what's the plan with our little goblin friend? You could play good cop. Maybe your charismatic paladin offers to protect him from whatever he's running from. Or you could play bad cop. Maybe your big, scary barbarian gets in his face and makes it clear he's got bigger problems than whatever's chasing him. There's no right answer here. They're just different choices that will create a different story. Let's say it works. Whether through kindness or fear, the goblin tells you about a secret path. Awesome. But as you follow it, you walk right into a trap. A whole squad of much meaner-looking goblins jump out from behind the trees, weapons drawn. Looks like talking is off the table. It's time for our third pillar, a clash of steel, combat.
Now, combat can seem a little intimidating with all its rules, but the basic idea is actually super simple. All the action is broken down into what we call rounds. Just think of a round as a 6-second slice of time. And in those 6 seconds, everybody in the fight, you, your friends, and all the bad guys, gets a turn to do something heroic. The best way to think about it is like a fast-paced game of chess, but with fireballs and battle axes. It's a strategic puzzle where teamwork is everything. This is where all those cool abilities on your character sheet really get their moment to shine. Every swing of a sword, every spell you cast, it all comes down to a roll of the dice to see what happens. It's high stakes, it's thrilling, and it's where legends are born. And just like that, the battle is over, you've won, the forest is quiet again. You explored, you talked, you fought, you've hit all 3 pillars.
But here's the real magic of D&D. The secret is that these three pillars are never really separate. A great adventure weaves them all together so they flow into one another, creating the rhythm of the story.
For example, think back to that ambush. What if your clever exploration had uncovered those goblin tracks before you walked into their trap? You might have been able to sneak around them, avoiding a fight entirely. See, good exploration can give you options beyond combat.
Or how about this? What if your character was so persuasive or so terrifying that you actually managed to convince those goblin ambushers to just back down? A single great conversation could have turned a deadly fight into a new source of information, or at least sent them running for the hills.
And now that the combat is over, you check the goblin leader's pockets. And what do you find? A map. A crudely drawn map to their hideout. And there it is. The end of this combat just became the start of your next exploration. It's a cycle, and it's what keeps the adventure moving forward. So you have exploration, social interaction, and combat. The mapmaker, the smooth talker, or the champion warrior. Now, most great heroes have to be a little bit of all three, but let's be honest, we all have a favorite. There's always one part of the game that gets our heart racing. So as you think about the hero you've created, which of these pillars calls out to you the most? I would genuinely love to know what you think. Drop a comment below and tell me which pillar of adventure you are most excited to dive into. And hey, if this helped you get a better handle on how D&D works, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to All the Dice for more. We'll see you next time for the next step in our adventure together.